Hello, this is your host Christopher, and probably 96% of you clicked on that link because the KSU team tweeted it. But I'm here to tell you this is the new podcast for the KSU team. And I'm your host Christopher, and today we sat down with Coach Konsowitz ahead of the UGA game tonight, 8:30, in the Madhouse, the new Madhouse on 2600 Prado Lane. Once again, 2600 Prado Lane. But before I get into the interview with Coach, I have a quick word from the podcast sponsor. DrinkICONIC makes clean label grass-fed protein powders and drinks. They are made with ingredients you can actually pronounce. DrinkICONIC's dairy-based protein drinks have 20 grams of protein to help with post-workout recovery and are a great complement to snacks and meals. All DrinkICONIC's products are animal welfare approved and truly grass-fed certified. And while the protein is dairy-based, all of their products are lactose-free and low sugar. Not to mention they have an abundance of flavors in shakes and powders ranging from vanilla bean and chocolate truffle to the more unusual cacao and greens, as well as turmeric ginger. And last but not least, you can find them at DrinkICONIC.com and DrinkICONIC on all social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Once again, that's DrinkICONIC.com. And now we proceed with my conversation with the KSU's head coach, Coach Konsowitz. Coach Konsowitz, Coach K, and we're here to talk before the UGA game in his second year of coaching. So here he is.
Hey, Chris. Good talking to you. Thanks for the introduction there.
Anytime. So what are you looking for the most out of your players? Like right out the gate, what can you expect them to have?
Looking for the most is just a compete level. I mean, we've had.
That's something pretty big that you'd need, especially against UGA. You can expect them to come out with some firepower. What do you think of your top lines? Have you formed them yet?
We've tried a couple different combinations here. We got to set up if we want to go with stacking some lines, and we got to set up if we want to go spreading the power around. It all kind of comes down to what we see with UGA and what we want to do and how we want to counter it. But we got a real strong, I feel like, top, 6, 7 forwards, and then our back end guys are pretty deep. I feel like they all can contribute at some point. Mm-hmm. So I'm happy with the depth we have this year.
It definitely helps when you got Luke Thurston in net too.
Oh yeah, Luke was huge for us last year. My opinion, you got robbed for all ACHA Southeastern. He was second team goalie. My opinion, he should have been first, but I don't get to pick the team. So, mm-hmm. And then we got Max coming in. He's going to be a freshman this year. He's going to be backing up Thirst. So I'm excited what he can bring in the future.
I heard he's pretty good.
Yeah, he's solid. We've only had, like I said, about 4 practices so far. And he looks like he knows what he's doing. He's got good movement, good puck tracking, good hand-eye. Pretty much what you look for in a goalie. It's just haven't seen him in a game situation yet, so I'm looking forward to that this year.
It's one of the top line guys, Jeremy. Do you think he's going to get over 50 points this year?
I'm looking at the big team picture, but what was he at last year? Do you know that up top?
Yeah, he's at
goal getter.
I had the page pulled up right now. He had 45 points, and so did Ian McDonald.
Okay, and they tied for our lead.
Yeah.
I think Van's got potential. The only thing working against him is like last year, our top 2 lines were, we were top heavy. So we had 2 lines that were our go-tos, and they carried us along with Thirst in our defense throughout the season this year. Van looks a little stronger than he did last year, a little quicker. But we got more depth. So, some of those just might take time away from him on the ice. He might not be able to reach 50 or the numbers he had last year, but he's looking better, looking stronger, looking quicker. It just comes down to the way the puck bounces.
Did you talk to them any about the penalty minutes? Because I saw those penalty minutes were pretty high last year.
Yeah, league leading them, I'm pretty sure. Um, we met with the team and we talked about it with them and pretty much why that happened the way it did last year, and we talked with the repping organization and what we need to do different. We got a solid plan moving forward here. So, I'm really hoping and I'm stressing we bring that down. I think we can. I think we got the maturity level to do it. I don't want to point fingers, but Drew Spyzinski graduated, or was graduating in the fall here, so he was a big chunk of those penalty minutes.
Yeah, he's a pretty key player, too.
Yeah, but he did take a lot of penalty minutes.
Yeah, so on the stats I pulled up, you guys have 5 players over an hour in the box. UGA has not a single one, so it's going to be key this first game. Stay out the box.
Oh, yeah, no, with us, it's always power play, penalty kill. Last year was my first year coaching this level, and I had 2 coaches who had been helping out with Kennesaw in the past, Brett Lester and Jordan Cruz. And the first things they told me was, we got to practice power play, we got to practice penalty kill. But who is our 5 players, just out of curiosity?
For what? Top penalty minutes? Oh, top 5 over an hour? Drew Spyzinski, Aaron Tisdale, Evan Deere, Jeremy Van, and then Mitchell Bright. All had over an hour. And Mason Bright was almost at an hour. He had 58.
Yeah, he was right up there. He doesn't like me lumping him in with that group of penalty takers. Mason doesn't, but hey, we got one more practice here. I want to see a high compete level between those guys, between Luke and Max. I'm ready for them this year, to really step into it, lean into it. They've known all summer what they need to expect, what we expect of them. And I feel like they're just ready to go. Barrett, Kyle, Colby, Max, all those guys. I'm ready to see what they can bring.
All right,
you
Coach.
Look at stats from last year.
Yeah, all right, Coach. I'm looking at the player stats from last year for UGA, and they had one player who had 16 more points than anyone else on the team. And then they had
Carter Penzing.
Yeah, you know who he is?
Thankfully for us and everyone else in the ACHA, he graduated last year.
That's definitely good.
I played with Carter back at U18 with the Thunder organization over here. He was the same type of player then, just quick, strong, real good, hard shot, quick release. He might have led our team in points that year, too. I don't really remember back that far, but yeah, it was that's good news for everybody. I think they lost him. They lost one of the Santa Maria brothers.
Wow, and, that's a lot of points there between those. That's 120-ish points.
Yeah, they're gonna need some players to step up this year. They got about, I think it might come out to like 6 or 7 freshmen. Yeah, we got 4 of them coming in, I believe. 5, including Max, the goalie.
Oh, all right.
I mean, the Atlanta, this age group, spread out throughout the city, has won the AA National Championship the past 3 years. So there's a lot of talent, a lot of depth going to these Atlanta schools.
Yeah. I used to play with Harrison Phillips growing up and saw that he was out there. He used to be so good. The pack is catching up, but I think he's still got a little something to be like top 6 forward, even right out the gate.
Yeah, I want to be saying used to be. He still looks good. Like I said, with all these freshmen and like all these freshman classes that are over the Atlanta area, it kind of just depends on how well they can adjust to the speed. So it's a little less time they have to make decisions, and then the physicality. But it's a whole lot more physical than those single A, double A level hockey.
I like what I hear, Coach. You got guys who can score, so I want to see them do that.
We're planning on doing it. Absolutely.
That's why I'm hoping Van gets more than 50. I think he could do it. I think he actually does have a shot.
I don't doubt him one bit. Like I said, the only thing I'm going to hold against that is the depth we have this year. And certain players like I don't know, like Mac. I don't think they're playing as much as we played him last year. He really affected him. He's just got such good cardio that I don't think it mattered. I mean, him and D are both. They could play those minutes, and we might need them to at times this year. But they're in good enough shape to where they can handle it.
So how packed do you want the Madhouse to be this weekend?
I want them to be packed. The more people that show up, the better the atmosphere, and especially for our first home game of the year, I feel like we'll really feed off it. Either way, we're going to come out hard, battle and do our best to win this game. But just having that support behind us, it's huge. It helps you out, it fires you up, gets you a little more invested. A couple of years ago, they had somebody in a Gumby costume came out to every game. I think there was another one. There's a penguin costume, I remember.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, it was entertaining. See them out there running around.
2600 Prado Lane.
Come on out to the game Friday, 8:30 against UGA at the Madhouse. Address was previously stated, or you can Google it like a normal person, I guess. We'll see you there. Should be a good game. Should be a fun atmosphere.
All right. Sounds good, Coach.
Other than that, thanks for having me on, Chris. It's a pleasure.
Anytime, Coach. I want to talk to you after and see what you thought of the game. That would be sick.
All right, yeah. Well, let me know. We'll schedule a time, and hopefully I'll get back on next week.
All right. See you later, Coach.
All right. See you, Chris.
That does it for this week. Be sure to tune in next week when we cover the highlights of the KSU game against UGA, again with Coach, in preparation for Tampa. University of Tampa comes the week after. Preparation for future opponents.